And she's approaching the Westfield Mall.
And she's approaching
the
Westfield Mall as well.
Exactly, a very busy area,
a
very busy area. Making a right-hand turn with the Sheriff's Department close She is slowing down just a touch, which is some good news because we saw her going really. Her tires are giving up on her, so she may not be able to go much longer.
The interesting thing here, we saw what appeared to be a passenger get out, and now, every now and then when you can see the front there, it appears that there is another person on the passenger side up in the front of the vehicle, so there were at least maybe 3 people in that vehicle.
Ooh, this is going to be close.
Yeah, whoa.
Lost control there a little bit. Making a turn here on Canoga Avenue with the Sheriff's Department close behind. And pardon me, guys, here. I'm going to have to work on my IFB here. If NOC can hear me, I need an IFB reset. But continuing here in the #1 lane, slowing down just a touch, making a turn here. Pardon us here as we bring News Chopper 4 Alpha around. We're going to try to catch up with a shot here. Well, she's come to a stop, and I'm going to keep a slightly wider shot here because we don't know what's going to happen. This is always the most sensitive time at the end of a pursuit.
Yeah, he was turning in an intersection.
We got a suspect
another
running.
Passenger getting out of the car.
I'm going to stick with the driver, though. I'm going to stay with the car.
That'll be good. And she's opened the door. There she goes.
It is, in fact, a woman. She is running towards this building here. It looks like it's a coffee bean restaurant, and you see the Sheriff's Department close behind.
Right.
Did she run? It's difficult to tell if she ran into that building, but she's right there. It appears on the perimeter where they're now running.
Yeah, oh, there she is. So pardon me here as I move the shot over to where she is next to that planter there with the Sheriff's Department close and approaching. She appears to be giving up. I see her hands are up, and they're going to just walk up to her and go ahead and put the handcuffs on her. But of course, we saw that male passenger took off too. It's unclear whether that person is in custody yet. It doesn't sound like it because over the scanner, I still hear them putting out a suspect description for that guy. So they're still looking for him here in the area near Warner Ranch Road, the coffee bean there in the corner.
It appears that when she got out of the car, she took something with her, and I think it's on that planter. We're going to call it a planter. You see that? Is that a bag, or I'm not quite sure what that is.
Yeah, difficult to tell, but I'm using my doubler here in News Chopper 4 Alpha to try to zoom in there and see what it is. It's difficult to tell, but I would guess it's some sort of bag.
Yeah, it does look like a purse, Eliana. And
whatever it was, she didn't want to lose it. She took it with her.
Yeah, and speaking of bags, we heard earlier during the course of this pursuit, she dumped a bag that had several guns in there. So it's unclear whether perhaps this bag has something else that could be of interest to the authorities.
Yeah.
And we're hearing from our assignment desk that the initial want here was for a failure to yield. So this all started with that. And as you mentioned, during the course of this pursuit and following, there was a backpack dumped out of the vehicle that had weapons in it.
Yeah, it was. So there was the woman driving, who's there in the pink shirt, who's there in another pink shirt, who was in the passenger side with her, and another side with her, apparently in the back seat, who got out, and the other woman who took off down the sidewalk. Once the driver got out of the car, one of the sheriff's car tore after her down the street a bit. I'm going to presume that they got her as well. She also was carrying something.
And any word on that one person who we saw run from the vehicle when she pulled over here?
I still hear them searching for that guy. They're still giving out a suspect description. And unfortunately, where she abandoned that car, there is a lot of large buildings as well. If that guy ran into any of these, it could take a while to find him. But they had plenty of officers, or deputies rather, very close by. So hopefully they'll get eyes on him shortly. But again, that was a male wearing a white T-shirt, and you see deputies still looking for him.
Yeah, as you can see a lot of activity right there, Eliana.
Yeah, do we have any idea what that building is that they've gone into? Is it an office building or retail?
Yeah, let me go ahead and zoom the shot out here. We have that one parking structure there. And then over here, that looks like some type of business building. It's actually a bank. It's a Comerica Bank. I'm not sure if both of those buildings belong to the bank, but we've got that building. And if I just pan the shot over just a touch to the east, you can see that there are plenty of other big office buildings where this guy could have ran into, but the police department seems to be focusing their attention to this section of the lot, closer to the parking structure and closer to the bank.
Have you heard anything, Eliana, about that other passenger who jumped out on Mulholland Highway? Did police get that person?
At this point, it's unclear, but I can tell you that when that person jumped out and it appeared to be a woman, there were no units directly behind the suspect vehicle. There was just the air unit. And I can guarantee you that the air unit tried to get the best description of that female, but they stayed with the car. So at this point, it is unclear whether that female is in custody. And of course, now they're looking for that additional male passenger who also took off. And you saw what that deputy did there. They walked right up to that vehicle just so that they could look in the back seat to make sure that this person wasn't driving that passenger out. And that's the type of situation we have here. We have this suspect here on the loose, and of course they want to get eyes on him. They want to get him in custody. And if you are in the area, don't be surprised if the sheriff's department does what they just did to that person. Check your vehicle just to make sure that the suspect is not hiding inside.
Yeah, as deputies are looking for a bald man with a white shirt.
Yeah, and there we saw him. Oh, go ahead, Eliana.
I was going to say, yeah, we saw him run out of the vehicle, and of course, we typically choose to stay with the driver because it is the driver who led the officers, or deputies in this case, on the chase. So we typically stay with the driver. So we stayed with that woman. She ran towards the coffee bean. She's now in the custody of the authorities, but now they're going to focus their attention on finding that male suspect who is wearing a white shirt and is believed to still be within the perimeter.
All right. Well, Eliana's going to stay overhead, and if we get any more on that suspect they're looking for, we will obviously bring it to you live from News Chopper 4 Alpha.